Welcome to the Grow Your Law Firm podcast, brought to you by PILMMA. This podcast helps lead lawyers to more growth, profit, and freedom. Here is your legal marketing expert and host, Ken Hardison.
Well, hello, everyone. This is Ken Hardison, and welcome to another episode of Grow Your Law Firm. Today's podcast is going to be kind of short, but very important. So I want to talk about looking back, looking forward. And what I mean by that is most of us who are listening to this are very focused on growing their law firms, and they're always trying to achieve more and more. And me as an entrepreneur myself, I get caught in this all the time. But I think at the end of the year, you need to look back and look at what you have accomplished. I guess what I'm trying to say is don't be so focused on what you don't have or what you haven't accomplished yet all the time, because if it does, it's going to stress you out. And what you need to do is stand back and look at what you have accomplished in your law firm. You know, look at how you've grown. Where were you at 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago? And look at where you're at personally, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, and take heart and enjoy it and share it with the ones that you love. Because if you don't, I really think it could be demoralizing. And so take this time to do that. And then, reflect back on what has happened good and look at the things that didn't go well and what you learned from those. Because blocks in the roads, things that didn't go right, can be very good learning experiences of what doesn't work. And you can take that and take it into this 2023. And I would implore you to sit down and think about, what are the 5 main things I want to accomplish this year? After you get through looking back and taking stock and having some gratitude with what you have accomplished. Of course, you can't do that for so long, but you got to start looking forward again, right? So what I do every year is look at each of my businesses. I look at the 5 main things I want to accomplish. It could be, upgrade your intake department. It could be increase your conversions. It could be increase your average case fee on certain types of cases. It could be to lower your cost on certain things like labor by going offshore. It could be that you want to create a whole offshore staff, whatever it is, and then figure out, what is it that you have to get done to accomplish these 5 main things, and bite it off like eating an elephant. So what I like to try to do is 2 to 3 projects every quarter, and sit down with your staff or the people that's going to help you do this, and sit down and say, okay, we want to increase our conversions, instead of like 85% cases, we want to get to 92%. What will it take? What do we need to do? And then have a brainstorming session with your group, I call it the inner circle, and figure out what it is specifically that you have to do, and then sit down and agree on what the tasks are, and then who's going to do the task, what the task is going to be, and a deadline, and try to do it within that quarter. And then have little weekly meetings, about 10 minutes, where you people get together and that you're holding them accountable. Okay, where are we at on our task list to do this project that's going to help us hit our 5 main things? And so it can be as little as 1 project per quarter. I usually pick 3, and sometimes, like one of our projects for a couple of years ago was to memorialize all our processes and procedures on everything we do at PILMMA. That took 6 months, so we had to break that down into 2 quarters, just because it was so much. So we laid out what had to be accomplished the first quarter, who was going to do it, what they're going to do, when they're really going to have it done by. And then we went into the next quarter. So sometimes you might have things that take more than 1 quarter. But the idea is this: when you do this, you're going to get so much more accomplished. You're going to have accountability. You're going to have people are going to have know what your expectations are. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of clarity. And, if you do this, 2023 will be the best year ever. I can promise you that, because you will get more accomplished. Once we went to this quarterly goals and the 5 main things, we probably quadruple our productivity in getting things done. Because if you just say, well, we want to, increase conversions, we need to work on that, it'll never get done. You got to be very specific. You got to be laser focused. You can't get sidestepped by, the next shiny object. So my gift to you for 2023 is to figure out what the 5 main things are, break them down into what has to be done to accomplish those things, and then do them in quarterly projects, and do the who, what, when. If you do that, I promise you, you're going to have a great year. You're going to get a lot more accomplished. And also, I want to encourage you all to sign up for the PILMMA Super Summit that's coming in May 16th through the 18th at the Ritz-Carlton in New Orleans. We've got some really crackerjack speakers. We've got some lawyers that are going to be sharing their secrets on how they build culture, how they hire, the whole process. We're going to have an update on LSAs and do the local maps. I'm going to be talking about the 5 trends that can hold you back and how to overcome those. Also going to be talking about the 5 levers or the 7 levers of cash flow. So we have it jam-packed. And as always, 100% money back guarantee, plus up to $1,000 of your travel reimbursement that you document. And we've been doing this for 13 years, and we never had anybody ask for the money back. What they usually say is, I wish I'd been coming to this, 5 years earlier. So you might want to go ahead and do it today, because January 1st, the price goes up. So you can save up to like $600-700 if you go ahead and register today. And if you, for some reason, have a trial, have a deposition, you can't go, then 30 days before, up to 30 days before, you can cancel, and we'll give you a full refund. If it's after 30 days, we'll give you credit for anything with PILMMA, our store, or the next event we have. So hope all of you have a great New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and that you're pumped up and ready to go slay some dragons in 2023. Until next time, this is Ken Hardison, dedicated to your success.
You have been listening to the Grow Your Law Firm podcast, the podcast that leads lawyers to more growth, profit, and freedom. Go to growyourlawfirm.com to find more ways to market and manage your law firm. Please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcasts.